My name is Payton Shaw, and I survived a pulmonary embolism in 2023. I am a middle school art teacher at BCLUW School in Union, Iowa. In the days before the pulmonary embolism was discovered, I knew something was wrong because I was feeling a different sensation that I normally feel when I am struck with asthma. I was feeling a very centralized pain in my chest that felt similar to being hit with a hammer, when usually when I have asthma it feels more like a cloud over my lungs. It started out as a somewhat normal day, as normal as you could get it when dealing with this strange pain and difficulty breathing. And I walked to the parking lot, went up the stairs to the gravel space where all the cars were parked, and I felt an excruciating sharp pain on the right side of my chest. And then I started to get very, very lightheaded, and I started to see my vision start to go out. And I had gotten to my car by that point, and I opened the back seat and put my book bag in the back seat, closed the door, and went to open the driver's side door when I just felt myself leaning forward, and then everything went dark.
She was in and out a lot during the conversation, crying, talking real loud, "Help me, Dad, help me, Dad." And then when she started saying, "Dad, I think I'm dying," that's not a phone call you want to get.
And I just kept telling him, I'm like, "Dad, something's wrong, I need help, I need help, I need help." And at one point, he went and got my mom, and we were still trying to figure out what was going on. They thought I was in a car accident. They were still trying to figure out where I was.
And so we took off, and this whole time Payton is in and out, telling me she needs help. She really needs help. "Dad, you got to get here." And we're flying. And we get just a little bit out of town here, and she goes silent on us again. And we looked at each other, and Ames said, I'm keeping mine with her, my phone. And she said, "I'm calling Mr. Borgman, her principal." And she called him, and fortunately he picked up.
So he came out to my car, and I could hear him tapping on the window. And I had just enough strength to open the door, and he asked me if I was okay. And he heard my dad yelling over the phone, "Get her puffer, get her inhaler." And he asked me, "Where's your inhaler?" And I was breathing so hard I couldn't talk. All of a sudden the EMTs started running around in the back of the ambulance. They were poking things in my arm, they were talking very quickly, their voices were cracking, and they were very clearly nervous. And I started to cry because I knew that something was very wrong. And one of the EMTs told me, "Okay, now's the time you gotta fight."
And you never expect that a healthy 24-year-old who is extremely active, extremely involved, goes to work that day to teach her junior high kids. And at 4 o'clock you get a call from her that she's dying. And roughly an hour later, she's coding.
What we've learned, or I guess I should say what I've learned from the experience, don't second guess. Trust that, what your children are telling you, trust they know how they feel in their bodies. So if they're saying something's not right, don't dismiss it.
Even with this event, When she got better, when she got released, and as soon as she was physically able, she was back in that classroom. She was giving herself to those students. She was serving those kids. She was pouring into them with the love and the dedication that she just gives to that profession and she gives to that school district.
Yeah, she's smart, she's bright, and she's one tough kid. And she always has been.